evening and welcome to nighttime teaching in Africa. This is the presentation on the book that I read for Gail's class, and I'm doing this presentation from what is this place called?
A guest house.
A guest house in Nairobi. And these are my illustrious students, the audience. I'll introduce them to you. Destiny. Marcus. Say hello, Marcus.
Hello.
Elias. Can you get Polly there too? Polly. Teddy.
What's up?
We'll go to Chris. Alexandra. Dominic. And your lovely camera person is Lydia. I, of course, am Ken Gadbow, and this is In Schools We Trust by Deborah Meier. I'm actually happy to be doing this in front of my students because a lot of the things from this book really fit with some conversations that we just had. This book is about school reform, and I want to read these couple of quotes from it and then talk a little bit about those things. This one here says, "There is no way to get around it. The willingness to take risks, ask questions, and make mistakes is a requirement for the development of expertise." So one of Deborah Meier's principles in this book is that that we have to have a safe environment in which students and teachers can make mistakes, in which we can be in an environment where it's okay to have criticism because we know that it's coming from a base of acceptance. And that mirrors the natural learning process. The idea is that when little children are learning to speak, little kids aren't afraid to make mistakes in syntax or grammar. Little kids say the most ridiculous things. Little kids mix their words all around, and they say things that we think are really cute and charming, and no one ever says to, a 3-year-old, no, the verb doesn't go there, you conjugated that wrong. There's no like, criticism on the kid all the time. The kid, hopefully, is in an environment where she's accepted and loved and encouraged, and that is why the kid feels so safe to experiment with language, which is how schools should be set up, how classrooms should be set up, so that when a teacher or a student is experimenting with an idea, the rest of the learning community is accepting of that, and it doesn't ridicule it, because the learning is natural. The ridicule and the fear and humiliation are things that we create, and those are things that really need to be broken down and avoided, and it's the duty of the classroom teacher and the school community to enforce that. So this says, educational environment should mirror the natural learning process. Schools should be safe. Schools must maintain an effective ratio of novices to experts, so that not only does that mean having small class sizes so that teachers can know students, but it also means, sort of like we do at Trillium, where we have opportunities for older students to work with younger students, and sometimes we have community experts come in. I don't actually think we do that enough, but the idea of having more experts in the mix. And schools must foster sharing of expertise. I think one of the great things about Trillium is that some of your teachers can really share the things they are passionate about and really excited about, and that is a way that a teacher can demonstrate his or her passion for that. And we also have opportunities for students to sort of share in that passion. Schools must encourage a variety of learning options, such as being awake at 11:15 in Africa, learning. This is one of our many varieties. Schools must allow time for investigation and the growth of ideas, so that it's best not to put rigid timetables on a process that might be slower for some students than other students. And school should be fun. If it's lame, then you don't want to do it. If it's exciting, if it's humorous, if it's joking, then it makes it exciting. Then it makes it engaging. Then you want to learn more about it. You have a teacher that is rude or cruel or harasses you, then there's no reason for you to keep going. It should be fun. And it should be relevant. It should be about things that are important to you. Then this other quote says, "The increasing use of standardized tests both undermines achievement and increases distrust we have for teachers, students, and our own judgment." Schools have to be places where we have trust, and the first thing that teachers have to do is trust their students and trust that students really want to learn. And then teachers also have to trust each other and trust each other's judgment, and they build that by working together. And lastly, teachers have to be willing to be wrong in front of students and make mistakes. And we also have to be willing to learn from the perspectives of our students. And one of the things that I'm learning right now at this moment at 11:22 in Nairobi at the Rusam guest house is that my students are exhausted. And perhaps it's a mistake right now that I'm making to keep them up this late, but they all agreed to do this, except for Marcus, who I pulled out of bed. So thank you guys all for listening to this spiel, and no problem. You guys are the best. And everyone wants to say good night to the United States from Africa.
Good night.